back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
And what is going on, full-time family? I was planning on going live tonight after work, but we are going to save that for tomorrow. We're going to do a panel before the fights, so make sure you tune in for that. But we've got to talk about this here, and we've got to talk about this now. Amanda Nunes, the WMMA GOAT, the current female bantamweight and featherweight champion of the UFC, is in the works to face Holm, former UFC champion, bantamweight champion, and former UFC featherweight title challenger. They are in the works to headline UFC 237 in Brazil. And there's a lot to say about this fight. For one, Holm was supposed to be fighting Aspen Ladd. Looks like the UFC scrapped that fight. They had other plans after Amanda Nunes beat Chris Cyborg. I don't think anybody expected that, and once it happened, I know this is a fight I've wanted to see for a long time, but after Amanda Nunes knocked out Chris Cyborg, I think this fight immediately jumped to the top of my list of fights to see. I mean, I think this is the only fight to make. As far as Aspen Ladd is concerned, Caitlin Vieira, I know my boy Stamina MC thinks Caitlin Vieira deserves the bantamweight title shot, and of course Aspen Ladd, that was a huge opportunity for her to be fighting Holm. I'm sure he would like to debate whether or not that fight should have been taken away from her. But if you ask me, do I think the UFC should have taken the fight away from Aspen Ladd, or if they should have given the title shot to Caitlin Vieira? My answer, or are they doing the right thing by booking Amanda Nunes versus Holm? My answer would be, hell yeah, they're doing the right thing. Let's go UFC. I think this is the best move possible. Yo, this is the fight to make. Holm, does she have some L's on her record? Yes, but if you look at the girls she's been fighting, if you look at the fights she's been fighting, they've been title fights, they've been title challengers, they've been 5-round fights, main events. She's been fighting against the best fighters in the world. And when you compare her to the other girls that you would say deserve this title shot, the other girl, because there's really only one, and that's Caitlin Vieira. Yeah, she's on a 4-fight winning streak, but two of the girls none of the girls are top 5 bantamweight challengers. 2 of the girls were girls that I don't think have ever been ranked in the UFC. So it's not, I don't think her wins are as impressive as Holm's fights, win or lose. When she fought Miesha Tate, yeah, it's a loss, but she was winning that fight all the way up into the 5th round, where Miesha Tate pulled off the miracle comeback submission win. But that wasn't like Holm was getting her ass kicked, and she's been fighting the best fighters, as I said earlier. So I think this is the fight to make. I think the UFC is making the right move, and I think the best fight to book, as far as those other girls are concerned, is Aspen Ladd versus Caitlin Vieira. That's the perfect fight to make. That's the true #1 contender. Whoever wins out of those 2 girls, this is the fight though. Now let's talk about the fight. Amanda Nunes versus Holm. Amanda Nunes, the greatest female fighter of all time. She proved that with her knockout over Chris Cyborg. Her resume is unmatched as far as WMMA is concerned. She's got 2 wins over Valentina Shevchenko. She's knocked out Ronda Rousey. She's beat Miesha Tate. She's beat everybody as far as the greatest female fighters of all time. There's only one girl left for her to beat that has been a champion as of late that she hasn't beat, and that is Holm. Holm is the last head of the WMMA dragon to slay for Amanda Nunes, and if she does that, then there's no question as to who the greatest female fighter of all time is, and it's going to be hard to beat Amanda Nunes. But even though that's a reality, that could very possibly happen, because Amanda Nunes, you definitely would not pick to lose to Holm at first thought. But if you think about it a little longer, I'm telling you right now, Holm could knock Amanda Nunes the fuck out. And I'm Nunes Nation. I'm telling you, Holm has a real chance to win this fight. Styles make fights. If Amanda Nunes gets aggressive against Holm, I've compared Holm to Wonder Boy. I think it's a great comparison. They both have that karate style, and they're counter strikers. If you rush in against Holly Holm or Wonder Boy, you've got a chance of getting knocked the fuck out. And we've seen Holly Holm knock girls out in the UFC. I mean, we've seen her do it to Ronda Rousey, Besh Kohea, and others. So that is a legitimate possibility in this fight. If Amanda Nunes looks past her, as some people would say maybe Cyborg did with Amanda Nunes, you know, was she looking past Amanda Nunes? Maybe not, maybe not. But that's the case, you know, sometimes you're comfortable. I mean, if you just knocked out Chris Cyborg and you beat Shevchenko twice, you might just assume you'll beat Holly Holm and get aggressive and try and get that knockout. Try and just cement your legacy with a spectacular finish. And Holly Holm's not the one to play that game with. And Holly Holm is a tactician. So think about this: what if even if Amanda Nunes doesn't get aggressive, what's she gonna do? Is she gonna outstrike Holly Holm on the outside? If Holly Holm stays on the outside, I mean, it's a possibility, but I think Holly Holm's the more technical striker. She's the more tactical fighter. So if it were to go to a decision, Holly Holm has a chance at that. I mean, so this is a great fight. It's no guarantee Amanda Nunes' fight. I actually think this is like a 60-40. I would love to see this fight. I think the UFC is making the right move. We'll talk about this tomorrow on the panel. I will set up a reminder before that thing goes down. So thank you guys for checking out this video. If you haven't yet, smash that thumbs up button like your middle name is Khabib. And let the Full-Time family know what you think in the comments. I'm out.
Bye, Felicia.